We're not filming at midnight today. It is 2:27. I could have been filmed during the day because it just looks a lot brighter in here. I want to get right into this video because I got places to be. I'm busy. So I saw a TikTok where they mentioned if you have like really dehydrated skin or you just need that extra moisture, you can use the Embryoloids, whatever the fuck this is called. So if that's what it looks like, I'm pretty sure you should have seen this everywhere because I feel like everyone and their literal mother use that. So you just apply it all over your skin and then you let it kind of just sit there and like marinate, and then when you're ready, rub it into your skin. Your skin is just gonna be super moisturized. Honestly, I forgot the whole point of this video is because I'm pregnant. I don't know how well you can tell, but she's here. I hope you guys can't really see my sports bra, but my bras don't fit right now. Like, I think I have one bra, but it's like strapless, and bitch, I'm not about to be out here with a strapless bra because I need the support. I posted this a few days ago, so anyone could ask me some questions about my pregnancy so far. I just saw my OB a week ago and I am 4.5 months, which means I'm gonna have to push this baby out in 4. And that is like a whole different topic. Like, I'm fucking scared. Like, my biggest fear with being pregnant has always been having to take the baby out, pushing the baby out, shitting the baby out. The whole thought process of a human head this big coming out of my cooter, but more so tearing. I'm scared. I know this is a real thing, but ever since I got pregnant, girl, my lips have been crunchy. I can sit there and pick at them of how crunchy they get, and I just don't know why. I started doing that technique where like you do the contour and the blush and then you put the foundation on top. I don't know, I forgot what it's called, but I've been doing that and I actually really like it. Don't get me wrong, I still love my full glam, but I just feel like my skin looks so good when I do this, and I feel like it cuts down my makeup time by like quite a bit of time. I'm gonna go pretty heavy on like the contour and the blush. It's gonna look beautiful. I'm just gonna let it look like this. But this is one of those things that you have to trust the process, and I hate that term, but like, bitch, you in this case, like, bitch, you really do need to trust the process because you start to look crazy. Let's get into this Q&A. So first question says, what was your reaction? I have always been the type to say, if I ever get pregnant, no, I'm not. Like, bitch, I'm delete. Clearly that was not the case at all. I took my first pregnancy test March 11th, and I had like a really bad habit, like, bitch, a really bad habit of like every time I kind of like suspected that maybe I could be pregnant, I would take a test, but then I would always Photoshop the hoe. I would always do clear blue, so I would Photoshop that hoe. So every time it said not pregnant, I would just erase the not. It would say pregnant, and I would always send it to my friends, and my friends would always just be like, bitch, shut the fuck up. Like, one day you really are about to get pregnant and then you're about to be crying. Like, you're not gonna know what to do. Because I am who I am, and who gonna tell me what? Literally the whole relationship with my man, like, I would even Photoshop it and send it to him and be like, hee, I'm pregnant, like, haha, you know. And it was to the point where even he didn't believe me. So another thing to keep in mind, I have PCOS. So it's a condition in which you have cysts in your ovaries, and from the very early age of me being like 13 or 14, my doctors straight up told me, like, there's a chance you might not get pregnant. And girl, I'm 13, but why do I give a fuck if I'm gonna get pregnant or not? So I never really cared for it. This is literally perfect for what I'm about to do because it's not like super full coverage, but it's a tint, so it gives you enough coverage so this still peeks through. So I was on birth control, and then I stopped again. I just remembered what all of this is called. It's called underpainting. So that's what I'm doing. So maybe like this video is gonna be all over the place because I forget to say a few things. I started getting really into fitness, I want to say 2 years ago, and 2 years ago is when I was able to regulate my period. So me being on a diet, me going to the gym was able to regulate my period. So I was getting it every single month for 2 years. So when I stopped getting my period at the beginning of the year, I was kind of like, bitch, you're like, I'm eating like shit. Like when I eat like shit and don't exercise regularly, I would stop getting my period like automatically. And one of the results of me eating like shit, I would get like darkness in between my boobs. It wouldn't be like super dark, but it would be like kind of like definitely darker than my skin tone. Under my arms would be super dark. So when I would eat clean, it would clear up. So once I would see dark underneath the titties, I knew it was time to get my shit back together. So once I realized that I wasn't getting my period, I started going back to the gym. I was doing gluten-free, dairy-free, sugar-free. Like I was doing all of the frees you can possibly think of, and I still was not getting my period. So around March is when me and my boyfriend got kind of scared, and we were like, yeah, like we should probably take a pregnancy test. So I got one, and then about like a month later, I kept having like lower back pain, almost as if like my lower back was kind of like stretching out, and it kept feeling so weird. And that would happen especially when I would eat. I would have like this weird pain. It wasn't like too uncomfortable, but it was enough to where I was like, what is this? Like, what is going on? I feel like I kept putting it off because I do lash, and that puts a lot of tension on my back. So I was like, let me just take another pregnancy test. Like I just took one last month. It said negative, but with all of this going on, like you never know. I was gonna take it right then and there, and that was like around 7 p.m. and I was like, you know what, I had remembered seeing somewhere that when you take it in the morning, it's the most accurate. I woke up the next morning with a bladder full of piss. So I woke up like around 7 a.m. or 6:30 a.m., something like that, and I shit you not, it normally takes like 3 minutes to get the results. That bitch lit up pregnant in like 30 seconds. I was like, there's literally no fucking way that I'm pregnant, because I can't. Like, I cannot be pregnant. Like, I've been with my boyfriend for almost 5 years now, and I was like, I don't work down there. Like, it would have happened by now. My uterus, nothing down there works. It's a bunch of cobwebs. I remember just literally bawling my eyes out because I was like, there's no fucking way. Like, I'm so young. Why is this happening to me, God? The first thing I did was I called my cousin. She works in a women's health clinic, so she already deals with like pregnancies and ultrasounds and stuff like that. I call her and I'm fucking crying, and she's like, what's wrong? And I'm like, I'm about to send you some things. I sent her the pregnancy test, and she's like, are you serious? Like, are you dead ass? And I'm like, bitch, I would never play about this, knowing damn well I would play all the time. Like, I would not just call her up just to be fucking around, bitch, especially at 7 o'clock in the morning. Like, I would be asleep. Talked on the phone for a while, sent it to all my friends. I even took a video because I was like, there's no way, like, no one's gonna believe me. So I took a photo, and then I took a video, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna drive to the store. I'm gonna buy 2 more pregnancy tests, and if those come out pregnant, then I'm pregnant. I remember the whole 15-minute drive, I was just thinking like, God, please, like, if you just make this poof go away, like, I'm gonna be careful. Like, I'm gonna be a true believer. I'm gonna go to church. I'm gonna pray every single day. And sure enough, went to the store, got me some more pregnancy tests, got home, took them, both literally within a minute. Like, you could see the very faint lines, but there was 2 lines, and I was like, I guess I'm pregnant. I guess this is no joke. I guess this is real life. I was just kind of trying to process, like, I don't work down there, so how could this happen? I think for so many years that I had seen doctors, and they had all told me that either I couldn't get pregnant or that it would be extremely hard, I kind of just went with it and ran. And in my head I was kind of like, bitch, if I can't even lose a couple pounds because of my PCOS, how can I have a baby? I'm not gonna lie, at first I was like considering my options, and I kind of just came to like the realization it took me almost 5 years to like get pregnant, and I were to like terminate, and then maybe a year or two down the line I actually wanted to get pregnant and I couldn't, I would feel so shitty knowing that I had the opportunity now. And I think I also just forgot, like, I'm not in middle school, I'm not in high school, like, bitch, I'm grown. Next year I'm gonna be 25. I think I'm in a pretty good age to have a baby. The same thing of me thinking like it was a fucking miracle that I actually worked in that area and that I was able to get pregnant. I kind of saw it as of like meant to be. Get yourself together. I kind of saw like the whole situation of it being more so like meant to be. We just moved in together at the beginning of this year. I would say we're like in the best place in our relationship right now, like mentally, physically, everything. If there was a time for me to have a baby, I could see why it would be now and not the other past 4 or 5 years. I think I had accepted the fact that I couldn't have kids really early on. My way of coping was just saying that I didn't want kids. So if I actually never had kids, I could just fall back and say, well, like, I didn't want kids anyways, so the fact that I didn't have any or couldn't have any just justifies the fact that I didn't want any. Are you gonna make your baby into a mini you? And the answer is no. I think I'm just gonna go with whatever the one thing we have talked about already is we want to have her in some sort of activity. Would love to see her do ice skating or figure skating. I don't know if that's the same thing. Baby names you like, and congrats on your pregnancy. Thank you, girl. And we actually had her name the first week that we knew about my pregnancy, and so far we still really like her name. I want that name for my baby, and I will really fight somebody for it. So I'm not gonna say the name that we chose, but I can say a few names that I had and we're not going with. So the first name I had was Skyly. I fucking love that name. He wasn't a fan. I don't know, I've heard the name Sky and I really like it too, but I feel like Sky could be for either a boy or a girl, and I wanted to make it more like girly, so I added the Lee, so Sky Lee. The next name I had was Kaleido, or Kaleido, like kaleidoscope. Girl, I don't know where I come up with these names, but I love it. Also, I'm gonna go pretty messy with this because I'm just gonna clean it up later. How did you find out you were pregnant? That's my dog. So the week prior to finding out, I had a dream that I was a mother. She was ranging between like 1 or 2. All I knew was that she was mine. So I have this dream in the middle of the night, literally like around 3 a.m. I wake up my boyfriend, and I literally tell him, I'm like, I'm just calling you right now. We have a baby. It's gonna be a girl because I think I just saw her. And he was kind of just like, yeah, okay, go back to sleep. And then a week later, I found out I was pregnant. Every single time that I told someone that I was pregnant, everyone automatically assumed that it was a boy, and I was holding it tight because I knew it was a girl. Apparently it's a thing, if you don't really show, it's because it's a boy. Everyone was just like telling me their superstitions, and I was like, oh my god, like it probably is a boy, like oh my god, maybe it is a boy. So when we found out it was a girl, I was just like, I knew it. Like, how are you gonna argue with a mother? Also, I'm kind of like fucking embarrassed because I've been trying to be like my mom era, like baking era, you know, trying to get this shit together for when she got friends over and they want some baked goods, and I can just, oh, let me make some muffins, let me make some cookies. I made this is a peanut butter cookie. Now, I haven't really had peanut butter cookies like that, so I don't know if they're supposed to be soft or crunchy. But like, just right off the bat, you look at it and you're like, oh, okay, it's a peanut butter cookie. Kind of looks like an oatmeal cookie, but like, that's fine. So, peanut butter cookie. Turn it around. She's a little golden. She's not burnt, so I was happy that she wasn't burnt from the bottom. And then just listen to this. I think she tastes fine. She tastes good to me, but is she supposed to be crunchy? Look at this. They're still gonna get eaten regardless, but I was just curious. My man seems to like them, but like, I also feel like he just be liking anything. I feel like I can cook better than I can bake, but I've been trying with baking. I really am. Did you try for your baby, or was she a surprise? Yeah, my baby was definitely not planned, but we are so excited. And then I've been loving this combo. So these blushes are both from ColourPop. So I usually go in with the peachy one first. This is called Saving the World. It's a Powerpuff collection. And then I go in with this like soft pink. This one's called Oh Dear. And this one is the Alice in Wonderland collection. I don't know. I've been wanting to give people the benefit of the doubt, but there were some people that after announcing my pregnancy were kind of like shady towards me. As much as I would love to clap back and have something to say, she's a mother. My biggest fear of like finally announcing my pregnancy was that I was gonna lose the peace that I had these months leading up to it. Heavy on my peace right now, especially because I know my baby can feel all of my emotions. You really get to see people's true colors. It's been like a lot of emotions, because sometimes I'm like, I'm a mother, like am I supposed to change my wardrobe? And right now I'm just gonna set my whole face with translucent powder from Victoria's, what the fuck, why was I gonna say Victoria's Secret? Kat Von D, not Victoria's Secret. Victoria's Secret even have a setting powder? And I feel like, I don't even know if you can even tell, but I feel like my contour and my blush just blend so much better with the underpainting as opposed to like how I normally do it. So when I posted my pregnancy on Instagram, I had 35 people who sent my photo to someone else, and I was just kind of like, ¿qué dicen? And then I was like, whatever. Let me show you guys, I started thrifting for my baby. So let me show you guys a couple of pieces that I found already that are so cute. And let me know if you guys would want like a haul like further in the future of like everything I accumulate for her, because I just think it's the cutest thing ever. Okay, so not too much, because in case you guys do want to see that, I don't want to show all my gems so far. Some of these are vintage and then some are just like pieces I thought were cute. This orange, like, I don't know if this is considered corduroy. The tag says Carter's, and I almost want to think it's Carter's as in like the baby store little jumpsuit. So this is so cute. It's covered in strawberries, cherries, and then little flowers. You're gonna see that cherry is very on theme. I found a lot of cherry things. So then I found this one. This one also has like cherries and little flowers. And this one is from the brand Koala Kids. I've never heard of that, so I don't fucking know. Here we go again with the cherries. Like, you cannot tell me this is not the cutest thing ever. This is also vintage, and I just love, this reminds me of like, I feel like a lot of people have photos in like colorful jumpsuits like this, and add her to the list. Just want to dress her like a baby. I think I'm doing just fine without the drinking. But bitch, I would love to get me a tattoo right now. Oh, I would love to get my smile piercing back. I think that's what I'm gonna do as soon as I give birth. Girl, take me to the shop, because I'm gonna get it back again. Like, if I knew I was gonna get pregnant, I would have dyed my hair the jettest black I could, because it kind of like looks red in the sun. I don't like it. I did not get to everyone's questions. Sorry. See you tomorrow.